Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alteryx community, and in particular, welcome to this session of Alteryx Innovators in Industry. My name is Heather Harris. I am an Alteryx ace, and with me today, I have a very special guest. I am coming in from Seattle, Washington, and our special guest hails all the way from Singapore. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi. Thanks for the introduction, Heather. I want to introduce myself. I am myself Avinash Sunchu. I am working in banking domain in Singapore, corporate banking. I have been using Alteryx for 3+ years. I started my career in finance and audit, but my love for numbers and data made me take this journey to explore the world of analytics. I come from business side and had a zero coding experience. But today I am able to automate anti-money laundering, compliance review process for global banking using Alteryx tool. I'm passionate on analytics and love to build relationship with data and business. Here in Singapore, I'm actively involved in leading user group meetings. I'm also leading an Alteryx user group meeting in Singapore and also being the first Alteryx innovator for Singapore.
Nice, congratulations. I didn't realize that. And then I think also you were the first person in your company to use Alteryx, is that correct?
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit, tell us first a little bit about the work you do and how you use Alteryx in your work. And then maybe after that, you could tell us a little bit more about how you were the first user too. So go ahead and tell us the story, Avinash.
So last year I was hired in my bank to do this POC for Alteryx, whether how it goes and what. So I was the first users of Alteryx. We started implementing 1 or 2 POCs, and that's how we started building the entire workflows. The workflow which I built is one of the most difficult and the most critical parts I've done in entire my career. That workflow, it took me almost 6 months to build. It has more than 3,000 tools and
Wow.
has almost 50 input. It has input from data lake, from Oracle, from SharePoint. All data connections are there for all different systems, and it's a global report. So it took a lot of time, and in terms I learned a lot of things which I did not knew, and a lot of unlearned things I knew, but I don't know how you can do it this way and you cannot do that way. So in this journey, I've learned a lot of myself, and my growth has happened. And when I started learning and doing this, my team members and others started looking at and look at the positivity, how things can be done better. So in the way they started getting it, and I started empowering other people at how the tool works and how it can help other people solve their business problem. And that's how it started increasing. And now we are close to 100 people using this in our organization.
How do you help people who might be a little bit resistant at first?
So it's a human nature, you don't want to change. You are okay with what you use, especially if you use with Excel, you more want to use what you have right now, but you don't want to change because you have habitual to change, you do those commands. But then when you show them the benefits and you show the time they can save and the amount of rebuilding, it's so easy to plug and play. What I build my workflow, other people just can take a small part of it and they build their own thing, which is very easy for other people to start. When how we build in Excel and I will show you how we build in Alteryx, they can imagine how it is done. So for them, it's very easy to understand the concept they already know and how to do that in Alteryx. So it helps them to bridge that gap. For them,
Very
it's
good.
more easier to understand.
Oh, that sounds like a great approach and a great way to explain it as well. Can you tell us a little bit more in banking specifically what areas you're working on with Alteryx?
So just to go broader, I work in the client lifecycle management. So this includes onboarding, exits, compliance review, flagging of risk. So the workflow which we built is the bigger workflow is the one we do all entire analysis of anti-money laundering. And second, the smaller workflows where you build for reviews of the compliance, to exit listing, to get off the tail end of compliance reviews. So this is the entire domain which I work, and I build workflows in those domains.
Wow, that's pretty impressive and it's very inspiring. Well, thank
And
you so much. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, and the most important part was 2 years back I had no coding experience. I was zero in coding. I till now I don't know to code.
So
But today,
zero to
coding.
sophisticated
Yes,
anti-money laundering. That
yes.
is an impressive story. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this little segment today that's in the Alteryx community. We appreciate you joining us. For those of you who have tuned in, please leave us a message in the comments and feel free to ask Avinash or myself any questions you want about this industry, and maybe share your own success story in banking as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Avinash.
Thank you for having me.